December 31st, 1999. A man named John walked into his gym in Boston and signed up for a year-long membership. Cost him $800. He went every single day in January, lost 15 pounds, felt incredible, told everyone he was finally changing his life. By Valentine's Day, he hadn't been back in 3 weeks. By March, he forgot he even had a membership. The gym charged his card for another year. He never went back. 25 years later, John is still setting the same New Year's resolution, still failing. And he has no idea why. 92% of New Year's resolutions fail. Not because people are lazy, not because they lack discipline, but because your brain is neurologically wired to sabotage change. The strategies you've been taught: just stay motivated, visualize your goals, believe in yourself, they're actually making it worse. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to show you the 10 psychological mechanisms that cause resolutions to fail and the science-backed system that actually works. Some of this will make you uncomfortable. You'll recognize yourself in these patterns. This is Cypher Minds. Let's decode why your brain fights change. Welcome to the channel. I'm here to decode the psychology of human behavior, the patterns your brain runs that you don't even realize exist. In 2002, British psychologist Richard Wiseman tracked 3,000 people who set New Year's resolutions. He followed them for an entire year. The results: 88% failed completely. But here's what's disturbing. The people who failed reported being more stressed, more anxious, and less happy than before they set the resolution. They would have been better off never setting the goal at all. Why? Because failed resolutions don't just waste your time, they damage your psychology. Every time you quit, you're training your brain that you're the type of person who quits. You're reinforcing an identity of failure. The University of Scranton found that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions. What about that 8%? What are they doing differently? That's what we're about to uncover. This isn't motivational content. This is behavioral neuroscience. We're going to cover 10 psychological mechanisms with real stories, real research, and real strategies. Let's start with the psychological phenomenon that makes you believe this year will be different. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was a 34-year-old accountant from Chicago. For 8 years straight, she set the same New Year's resolution: quit smoking. Every January 1st, she'd throw away her cigarettes with confidence. By February, she'd be smoking again. 8 years, same cycle. Then something changed. In year 9, she didn't set a New Year's resolution at all. Instead, on March 17th, a random Tuesday, she decided to quit. No fanfare, no announcement, just a decision. That random Tuesday, she's been smoke-free for 6 years now. What Sarah accidentally discovered is called the fresh start effect. The fresh start effect is a cognitive phenomenon discovered by behavioral economists at the Wharton School. Your brain loves temporal landmarks, dates that feel like new beginnings. January 1st, the first of the month, your birthday, even Mondays. These dates trigger something powerful: psychological distance. Your brain creates a mental separation between your past self, who failed, and your new self, who will succeed. It's like your mind draws a line and says, everything before this date doesn't count anymore. Research from Wharton tracked millions of gym visits and found attendance spikes 33% in early January and 14% at the start of every month. Google searches for diet increase 80% on January 1st compared to mid-December. But here's the problem. The fresh start effect lasts about 17 days on average. That psychological boost you feel on January 1st, it's temporary. Your brain chemistry literally returns to baseline by late January. This is exactly when most people quit. Sarah succeeded on that random Tuesday because she wasn't riding an emotional high. She wasn't expecting magic. She just made a decision and built a system around it. The power isn't in the date. It's in understanding that any moment can be a fresh start. Stop waiting for perfect timing. The perfect time is now, and now, and now again. But you can't just decide to change. You need to understand what happens in your brain when you try to change behavior. For decades, we've been lied to about willpower. In 1998, psychologist Roy Baumeister ran an experiment that became famous. He brought college students into a lab, made them skip a meal, then put freshly baked chocolate chip cookies in front of them. The room smelled incredible. Half the students could eat the cookies. The other half had to resist and eat radishes instead. Then, he gave both groups an impossible puzzle to solve. The students who resisted the cookies gave up on the puzzle 60% faster than the students who ate the cookies. Baumeister's conclusion? Willpower is like a muscle. It gets depleted with use. This theory, called ego depletion, became gospel. It shaped everything from diet advice to productivity systems. The idea that you only have so much willpower each day, and once it's gone, you'll fail. There's only one problem. The story is incomplete. In 2010, Carol Dweck at Stanford ran the same experiment with a crucial difference. Before the puzzle, she asked students one question. Do you believe willpower is limited or unlimited? The results were shocking. Students who believed willpower was unlimited showed no ego depletion. They performed just as well after resisting the cookies as they did when they ate them. The students who believed willpower was limited, they showed the exact same depletion Baumeister found. Willpower depletion only affects you if you believe in it. Let me give you a real-world example. David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, completed over 60 ultramarathons. The man runs 100-mile races in desert heat for fun. When people ask him about willpower, he talks about what he calls the 40% rule. He says when your mind is screaming, "I'm done, I can't do this anymore," you're only at about 40% of your actual capacity. Your brain sends that signal early, trying to conserve energy and protect you from discomfort. Most people listen to that signal and quit, but you actually have far more in the tank. Now, I'm not saying willpower is unlimited. You can't just positive think your way through everything. But here's what's actually happening when you run out of willpower. The real problem is decision fatigue. Your brain makes approximately 35,000 decisions per day. Every single one requires cognitive energy. What to wear? What to eat? Should I check my phone? Should I respond to that email? By the time you get home from work, you're mentally exhausted. This is why you break your diet at 9 p.m. Not because you're weak, but because you're out of decision-making capacity. The solution isn't building more willpower. It's eliminating decisions. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray t-shirt every day. Barack Obama wore only blue or gray suits as president. Steve Jobs had his iconic black turtleneck. These aren't fashion statements, they're decision elimination. If you decide once to go to the gym at 6 a.m. every weekday, you eliminate the daily decision of, should I go today? The decision is already made. You just execute. This is why the most disciplined people aren't more disciplined. They're just more strategic about what they allow themselves to decide. Here's one of the most powerful strategies in behavioral psychology, backed by over 200 studies: implementation intentions. Most resolutions fail at the starting line because they're not actually plans. They're wishes. I want to get fit. I want to save money. I want to be more productive. Your brain doesn't know what to do with these vague statements. Implementation intentions are specific if-then plans. Instead of "I'll exercise more," you create, "If it's 6 a.m. on a weekday, then I put on my workout clothes and drive to the gym." Psychologist Peter Gallwitzer studied this for decades, and found that people who use implementation intentions are 2 to 3 times more likely to achieve their goals than people who just set regular goals. Not 10% more likely, not 20% more likely, 2 to 3 times more likely. Why does this work? You're pre-programming your response to a specific situation. You're creating a mental algorithm. When the situation occurs, the behavior fires automatically. You're not deciding in the moment. You already decided. Let me tell you about Michael. He tried to quit drinking for 5 years. Every time, he'd do well for a few weeks, then he'd have a stressful day at work, his friends would invite him out, and he'd break. He kept thinking his problem was that he wasn't strong enough. But his real problem was that he was making the decision in the moment. When he was stressed and his friends were pressuring him, his brain would rationalize, just one drink won't hurt. Then he learned about implementation intentions. He created one simple if-then statement. If someone offers me a drink, then I order a club soda with lime and say I'm the designated driver. That was it. He didn't have to be strong in the moment. He didn't have to resist temptation. He just executed the pre-programmed response. He's been sober for 3 years now. The key is specificity. Don't say, if I have time. Say, if it's Tuesday at 7 p.m., then I cook a healthy meal. The more specific the trigger, the more automatic the behavior becomes. You can use this for anything. If I feel stressed, then I take 5 deep breaths before checking my phone. If I sit down to work, then I put my phone in another room. If it's Sunday morning, then I plan my week. You're not relying on motivation or willpower. You're relying on automation. Most people approach goals from the wrong direction. They focus on what they want to achieve instead of who they want to become. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains there are 3 levels of change. Outcome change. I want to lose 20 pounds. Process change. I'll go to the gym 4 times a week. Identity change. I'm the type of person who takes care of their body. Most people set outcome goals. The problem? Outcomes are outside your direct control. You can't directly control whether you lose 20 pounds. Too many variables. Genetics, metabolism, stress, sleep, hormones. But you can control your behaviors. And behaviors, repeated consistently, shape your identity. Here's the key insight. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you're becoming. Go to the gym once, you're casting a vote for, I'm an athlete. Do it consistently? Eventually, you're not someone trying to work out. You're someone who works out. It's part of your identity. This matters because identity is self-reinforcing. Once you see yourself a certain way, you unconsciously protect that identity. A person who identifies as an athlete doesn't debate whether to exercise. It's just what athletes do. It's non-negotiable. Let me give you an example. There was a study done on voters. Researchers asked one group, will you vote in the upcoming election? They asked another group, will you be a voter in the upcoming election? That tiny language shift, from vote to be a voter, increased turnout by 15%. Why? Because being a voter is an identity. Voting is just an action. People want to be consistent with their identity. The mistake people make is trying to achieve an outcome without shifting their identity. I want to run a marathon, but you still see yourself as not a runner. When training gets hard, you'll quit because it's not who you are. But if you shift your identity first, I am a runner. The behaviors follow naturally. Runners run. That's what they do. Here's how to apply this. Don't ask, what do I want to achieve? Ask, who do I want to become? Then ask, what would that person do in this situation? You want to lose weight? Don't focus on the scale. Ask, what would a healthy person eat right now? Then do that. You're casting a vote for your new identity. Start small. You don't need to become a completely different person overnight. Just cast one vote today. then another tomorrow. Over time, the votes accumulate and your identity shifts. When your identity shifts, behavior change becomes effortless. Let's talk about why you quit after 2 weeks, even when you're seeing progress. It's about dopamine, your brain's motivation molecule. When you set a New Year's resolution, your brain releases dopamine in anticipation of the reward. Just imagining your future self, fit, successful, disciplined, feels incredible. This is called anticipatory dopamine, and it's powerful. The problem? You get the reward before doing the work. Then you start actually pursuing the goal. Going to the gym is hard. Eating healthy is boring. Your brain expects the same dopamine hit it got from imagining success, but now the actual work doesn't deliver that same high. So you quit. This is the dopamine gap, the difference between expected reward and actual reward, and it's killing your resolutions. Here's what makes it worse. Our modern environment hijacks your dopamine system. Social media gives you instant dopamine with zero effort. Post a photo, get likes, feel good. Scroll through content, constant novelty, constant dopamine hits. Junk food, engineered to deliver maximum dopamine per calorie. Your brain gets trained to expect instant, massive dopamine rewards for minimal effort. Real goals, which take months or years of consistent work, can't compete. They feel boring and unsatisfying by comparison. Let me tell you about Tom. He wanted to learn piano, bought a beautiful keyboard, expensive lessons, told everyone about his new hobby. The first week, he practiced for an hour every day. It felt great. He was making progress, learning new things. Week 2, progress slowed down. The dopamine hit wasn't as strong. Week 3, practicing felt like work. Week 4, he quit. The keyboard collected dust. What happened? Tom was chasing dopamine, not mastery. When the dopamine faded, so did his motivation. Compare that to Maria. She also wanted to learn piano, but she approached it differently. She didn't tell anyone. She didn't buy expensive equipment. She just committed to 10 minutes every single day, no matter what. Some days, it felt good. Most days, it felt boring. She didn't care. She just showed up. 2 years later, Maria plays piano beautifully. Tom's keyboard is in his closet. The difference? Maria wasn't chasing feelings. She was building a system. Here's how to escape the dopamine trap. First, reduce artificial dopamine sources while building new habits. If you're trying to build discipline, don't scroll social media for hours. You're teaching your brain to expect instant gratification. Second, reward the process, not the outcome. Don't reward yourself for losing 5 pounds. Reward yourself for going to the gym 12 times this month. Celebrate showing up. Over time, your brain learns to associate the behavior with the reward. The behavior itself becomes rewarding. Here's a psychological phenomenon most people don't know about: the Zeigarnik Effect. In the 1920s, Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik noticed something interesting. She was at a restaurant, and the waiter could remember every detail of unpaid orders, but forgot paid orders immediately. Why? She ran experiments and discovered that people remember incomplete tasks better than completed ones. Your brain hates open loops. Unfinished business creates cognitive tension that keeps the task active in your memory. This is why you can't stop thinking about an unfinished project. Why cliffhangers in TV shows are so effective. Why breaking your resolution chain feels so psychologically disturbing. But here's how to use this for goals. Never finish completely. Always leave something unfinished when you stop. Don't complete your entire workout. Stop when you still have energy and know exactly what exercise comes next. Don't finish your entire work session. Stop when you're in the middle of something you know how to continue. Why? That open loop will pull you back tomorrow. Your brain will want to close the loop. It's much easier to continue something than to start from scratch. Ernest Hemingway famously used this technique. He never finished writing at the end of a chapter. He'd always stop mid-sentence, sometimes mid-word. Why? Because the next day, he knew exactly where to start. There was no blank page. There was an open loop demanding to be closed. This is also why it's critical not to break the chain. When you maintain momentum, I'm on day 50 of my goal, tomorrow is day 51. The psychological pull is strong. But if you break the chain, if you reset to zero, you lose that momentum. The open loop closes. Now you're starting from scratch, and your brain has no cognitive tension pulling you back. Use the Zeigarnik Effect to your advantage. Create open loops. Leave things unfinished. Let your brain's natural discomfort with incomplete tasks pull you forward. Should you tell people about your goals? The answer is more complicated than you think. There are two competing psychological forces. On one hand, public commitment increases accountability. When other people know about your goal, social pressure and fear of judgment push you to follow through. On the other hand, research by psychologist Peter Gallwitzer found something disturbing. When you tell people about your goals, you get a premature sense of accomplishment. Your brain releases dopamine when people praise your intentions. That satisfies the reward system before you've done any work. Gallwitzer tracked people who announced their goals versus people who kept them private. The people who announced their goals were less likely to achieve them. Why? Because talking about the goal felt so good, it reduced their motivation to actually do the work. So, which is it? The key is who you tell and how you tell them. Don't announce your goals seeking validation. Don't post on social media, "I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year," seeking likes and comments. That's dopamine-seeking behavior, and it will sabotage you. Instead, create specific accountability with someone who will actually check your progress. Tell one person, "I'm going to the gym 4 times a week. Can you text me every Sunday to ask if I went?" That's accountability, not validation. Tell one person, "I'm going to the gym 4 times a week. Can you text me every Sunday to ask if I went?" That's accountability, not validation. Even better, find someone pursuing a similar goal and create mutual accountability. When you're both invested in each other's success, social pressure works in your favor without the dopamine trap. There's a reason Alcoholics Anonymous works. It's not just the program. It's the social accountability. You have a sponsor who checks on you. You attend meetings where people know you. You're accountable to a community, not just yourself. The principle: don't broadcast your intentions. Build your support system strategically. Quality over quantity. One person who will actually hold you accountable is worth more than 100 likes on social media. Here's a truth that will change everything. You are not fully in control of your behavior. Your environment is. Behavioral psychology has proven this repeatedly. Willpower is no match for environment. If junk food is in your house, you'll eat it. If your phone is next to your bed, you'll scroll before sleep. If your gym is 30 minutes away, you won't go consistently. James Clear calls this environment design. Engineering your surroundings to make good behaviors easy and bad behaviors hard. Let me give you a real example. A woman named Anne wanted to read more books. She tried willpower. "I'll read for 30 minutes before bed." Never worked. She'd always choose Netflix instead. Then she made one change. She put a book on her pillow every morning when she made her bed. When she went to bed at night, she had to move the book to lie down. That tiny friction point, having the book in her hands, was enough. She went from reading 2 books a year to 52 books a year. She didn't get more disciplined. She designed her environment. Want to exercise more? Sleep in your workout clothes? Put your gym bag by the door. Every obstacle you remove is one less decision point where you might quit. Want to eat healthier? Remove junk food from your house entirely. Don't rely on willpower at 9 p.m. when you're tired and stressed. Make it physically impossible to eat junk food without leaving your house. The most successful people don't rely on discipline. They design their environment so thoroughly that good behaviors become the path of least resistance. Here's the advanced technique: commitment devices. A commitment device locks in your future behavior. Want to go to the gym? Pay for a year in advance. Want to quit social media? Delete the apps and have someone else change your passwords. These sound extreme, but they work because they eliminate the moment of decision. You've already committed. Your environment has decided for you. All you have to do is execute. Even if you do everything right, you'll hit a plateau. This is where most people quit. Progress is not linear. In the beginning, you see rapid improvement. You lose weight quickly. You gain strength. You see results. Your brain loves this. Dopamine flows. Motivation is high. Then you hit the plateau. You're still doing the work, but progress slows or stops. You step on the scale, same weight as last week. You lift weights, same strength as last month. Nothing's changing. This is the valley of disappointment, the gap between your current reality and your expectations. Most people interpret this as failure. It's not working anymore. I should try something different. So they quit and start something new, only to hit another plateau. But here's what's actually happening. You're still making progress. It's just happening beneath the surface. This is called the aggregation of marginal gains. Small improvements compound over time, but they're not immediately visible. You're building systems, habits, neural pathways, capabilities that will eventually break through to the next level. Think of it like heating water. From 0 to 99 degrees Celsius, nothing appears to happen. Then at 100 degrees, it boils. Suddenly, everything changes. But the energy you added from 0 to 99 wasn't wasted. It was necessary for the transformation. Bamboo is another perfect example. When you plant bamboo, you water it every day. For 5 years, you see nothing. No growth, just dirt. Then in year 6, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. Was the bamboo not growing for 5 years? No. It was growing an extensive root system underground. That root system is what allows the explosive growth later. Your plateau is your root system. Trust the process. The solution is simple. Focus on process, not outcome. If your behavior is consistent and aligned with your goal, progress is happening even when you can't see it. Track your behaviors, not just your results. Did you go to the gym? That's success, regardless of whether you lost weight this week. Over time, if your inputs are correct, the outputs will follow. Physics demands it. The final mechanism is the most powerful. Your expectations create your reality. This is the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you'll fail, you'll unconsciously sabotage yourself to prove yourself right. If you believe you'll succeed, you'll persist through obstacles, because that's what successful people do. Carol Dweck's research on mindset proves this. People with a fixed mindset, I'm just not a gym person, quit when things get hard because struggle confirms their belief. People with a growth mindset, I'm learning to become fit. See struggle as part of the process. Your brain is a prediction machine. It creates a model of reality based on your beliefs, then filters your perception to match that model. If you believe New Year's resolutions don't work, you'll notice every failed resolution and ignore every success. Your belief becomes reality. This is why identity change is so powerful. When you believe, I am the type of person who achieves goals, your brain looks for evidence to support that belief. You notice your wins. You minimize your setbacks. You persist because that's who you are. Here's the ultimate truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and beliefs. If you believe you're capable and you have systems in place, success is inevitable. If you believe you'll fail and have no systems, willpower won't save you. So here's how to apply this to your 2025 resolutions. Don't just set a goal, build a psychological system. Step 1. Choose one identity-based goal. Not I want to lose weight, but I want to become someone who takes care of their body. Define the identity first. Step 2. Create implementation intentions. Write out 3 to 5 if-then statements. Be specific about time, place, and action. If it's 6 a.m. on Monday, then I put on my workout clothes and go to the gym. Step 3. Design your environment. Remove obstacles to good behaviors. Add friction to bad ones. Make success the path of least resistance. Step 4. Track your process, not your outcome. Every day you execute the behavior is a success, regardless of visible results. Step 5. Build strategic accountability. One person who will actually check on you or find someone pursuing a similar goal. Step 6. Expect the plateau and trust the process. Progress is happening even when you can't see it. The bamboo is building roots. Remember, every action is a vote for your identity. Cast enough votes and your identity shifts. When that happens, behavior becomes automatic. New Year's resolutions don't fail because people are weak. They fail because people don't understand the psychology of behavior change. Now you do. If you found this valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more psychology breakdowns like this, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Drop your New Year resolution in the comments. I'm actually curious. What's the one thing you're committing to this year? Not for validation, but for accountability. Write it down. Make it real. This is Cypher Minds. The year is going to be different. Not because of motivation, but because you understand the psychology. I'll see you in the next one.